This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Businessman shot dead in Ocho Rios. Police are probing the shooting death of a businessman in Ocho Rios, St. Anne on Saturday night. The deceased has been identified as Orville Grant of Mansfield Way in Ocho Rios. Grant, who was popularly known as Bash, owned a restaurant in the resort town, sources told the news. Reports from the Ocho Rios police are that about 10:30 p.m., Grant was standing along the roadway when he was pounced upon by unknown assailants who shot him several times. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. No motive has been established for the killing at this time. Portland man on $3 million fraud charge granted bail. Donovan Patterson of Norwich Heights in Port Antonio, Portland, who allegedly defrauded a woman of more than $3 million that she gave him to supply her with 3 motor cars, was granted bail in the sum of $800,000 when he appeared before Senior Parish Judge Opal Smith in the St. Catherine Parish Court last Friday. Carl MacDonald, the attorney representing Patterson, told the court that his client is a businessman who has connections to a company that imports motor vehicles. He said the situation arose from a contract that wasn't handled properly, which is why Patterson was charged, and vowed that his client would honor his conditions of bail. The judge ruled that the accused should surrender his passport and report to the Port Antonio police station on Mondays and Thursdays. The court heard evidence that Patterson convinced the complainant that he could provide the vehicles she wanted, and she gave him $1,950,000. He was also given a Toyota Isis motor car valued at $1,200,000 to be sold as additional funding for the vehicles. However, the accused allegedly sold the car, but the complainant did not get the vehicles or her money back, and he could not be located. Despite many attempts, Patterson failed to return the money or the vehicles for which he was paid. A report was made to the police, and he was arrested and charged with obtaining money by false pretense and fraudulent conversion. He is to reappear in court on October 1, when the matter will again be mentioned. Man denied bail in death of bartender. 25-year-old murder accused Tyrone Walcott was remanded in custody when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Friday. Walcott was charged with the death of 19-year-old bartender Nishara Campbell of Taylor Road in Kitsentown, St. Catherine. When Walcott appeared before Senior Parish Judge Opal Smith, the clerk informed the court that the file in Walcott's case was incomplete. Evan Evans, the lawyer representing him, applied for bail, citing that his client has a 2-year-old child and a fixed place of abode. However, Smith said she requires a complete file to address the issue of bail. The accused was then ordered remanded until September 28 for the post-mortem report and the apprehending officer's report to be ready. The allegations as outlined in court are that about 5 p.m. on August 4, Campbell and Walcott were involved in a fight when she was stabbed. She later succumbed to her injuries at the Spanish Town Hospital. Walcott was held by the police on suspicion of murder. He was subsequently charged upon further investigation. 7 treated for smoke inhalation following massive Jamalco fire. The Jamalco Alumna Refinery in Hayes Clarendon is reporting that 7 employees were treated for smoke inhalation following a major fire at the plant on Sunday. The fire resulted in extensive damage to the powerhouse, which produces electricity, compressed air, and steam for the refinery operations. In a late-night statement, Jamalco said the employees were treated at its medical facility on the property. 4 units from the Jamaica Fire Brigade supported Jamalco's fire department to extinguish the blaze and assisted with the cooling down operation. Jamalco said, based on initial assessment, there has been significant damage to the powerhouse. It said, too, that a full assessment will be done in days to determine the cause of the fire and to estimate the full extent of the damage. Jamalco mines bauxite and refines it into alumina, which is exported from its Rocky Point port. Jamalco is a joint venture between General Alumina Jamaica Limited, a member of the Noble Group, and Clarendon Alumna Production Limited, a Jamaican government-owned company. Indicom probes fatal police shooting of man off Walton Park Road. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, says it has begun investigation into last Wednesday's fatal shooting of a man along Delamere Avenue off Walton Park Road in St. Andrew by the police. The deceased man has been identified as 21-year-old Kevin DePass. The police reported that a police team was on an assignment at a specific address in search of a man allegedly armed with a weapon. It is further alleged that the man fired at the police, who then returned gunfire in the direction of the man. The man was transported to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead, Indicom said. Indicom stated that the incident scene was processed and the weapons of the officers were boxed and sealed for testing. A Taurus 9mm pistol, which was reported as being in the possession of the deceased, was also processed, and the hands of the deceased were swabbed for gunshot residue. Initial accounts of the incident were provided to the Indicom investigators by the law enforcement officers. The officers were subsequently issued with Section 21 notices to furnish a statement and attend the offices of Indicom to be interviewed in relation to the incident, Indicom said. All initial accounts received by the Commission are recognized as preliminary information and will undergo the requisite investigative and forensic examination. The assistance of the public is also important, and the persons are therefore reminded to contact the Commission and share any information that will be useful in ongoing investigations, the investigative body stated. Pregnant American tourist dies from COVID in Jamaica. A 34-year-old American citizen who was a guest at a hotel in Negril, Westmoreland, reportedly died at the Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James this morning, where she was admitted with COVID-19. The news has learned that the visitor, who was pregnant, was transferred from the Noel Holmes Hospital in Lucy, Hanover, on Monday, August 16. She reportedly arrived at the hotel on August 11 and was scheduled to depart on Monday, August 16. According to a reliable source, the result of antigen test she did on Saturday, August 14, reportedly came back positive. Illegal gun seized in Gregory Park operation. An illegal firearm containing 4 rounds of ammunition was seized during an operation in Gregory Park, St. Catherine on Monday morning. The police reported that gunmen fired at the security forces. The gunfire was returned and the men ran, leaving the pistol behind. No one was injured. Gregory Park has seen an upsurge in violence since January. A 48-hour curfew ended Sunday evening. Heavy downpour causes overcrowding at Mandeville vaccination site. Scores of people who turned up Monday at the Mandeville Regional Hospital's vaccination site were forced to cram under tents as they sought to shelter from a downpour of rain. Children were accompanied by their parents and guardians to the site as part of the government's effort to vaccinate those 12 years and older. Among those who turned up at the site were 2 student footballers of the Belleair High School who told the news that they are taking the Pfizer vaccine, hoping that there will be a return of the Da Costa Cup competition, which has been affected by the novel coronavirus pandemic. Police officers are at the vaccination site trying to maintain order amid a flow of traffic with scores of motorists trying to access the site. 879 new COVID-19 cases, 14 deaths. Jamaica logged its highest daily COVID-19 infections since the pandemic began after 879 new cases were recorded over a 24-hour period up to Sunday afternoon, according to the Ministry of Health and Wellness. 14 more COVID-19 deaths were also recorded between the period August 20 to 21, but were reported on Sunday, bringing the overall coronavirus death toll in Jamaica to 1,402. The separate deaths of a COVID-19 patient has been classified as coincidental, while 2 other deaths are under investigation by health authorities. There were also 66 recoveries on the day, bringing the overall tally of recoveries to 47,787. The newly confirmed COVID-19 cases brought the total number of cases on record for the island to 62,712. Of the newly confirmed cases, 509 are females and 370 are males, with ages ranging from 2 days to 96 years. The cases are made up of Kingston and St. Andrew 145, Manchester 121, St. James 109, Westmoreland 109, St. Catherine 105, St. Elizabeth 60, Clarendon 56, Hanover 52, Trelawney 48, St. Thomas 42, St. Anne 17, St. Mary 13, and Portland 2. There are 125 moderately ill patients, 83 severely ill patients, and 60 critically ill patients among the 13,140 active cases now under observation in Jamaica. A total of 607 persons are now hospitalized with COVID-19 in the island, the highest since the pandemic began. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.